Life is not a problem to be solved, but a reality to be experienced. Life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards. To dare is to lose one's footing momentarily. Not to dare is to lose oneself. Our life always expresses the result of our dominant thoughts. Most men pursue pleasure with such breathless haste that they hurry past it. There are two ways to be fooled. One is to believe what isn't true, the other is to refuse to believe what is true. The function of prayer is not to influence God, but rather to change the nature of the one who prays. Life has its own hidden forces which you can only discover by living. The most painful state of being is remembering the future, particularly the one you'll never have. The tyrant dies and his rule is over. The martyr dies and his rule begins. It is not where we breathe, but where we love, that we live. Truth is not introduced into the individual from without, but was within him all the time. During the first period of a man's life, the greatest danger is not to take the risk. Patience is necessary, and one cannot reap immediately where one has sown. People demand freedom of speech as a compensation for the freedom of thought which they seldom use. To cheat oneself out of love is the most terrible deception. It is an eternal loss for which there is no reparation, either in time or in eternity. People understand me so poorly that they don't even understand my complaint about them not understanding me. Love is the expression of the one who loves, not of the one who is loved. Those who think they can love only the people they prefer do not love at all. Love discovers truths about individuals that others cannot see. People settle for a level of despair they can tolerate and call it happiness. What if everything in the world were a misunderstanding? What if laughter were really tears? It was completely fruitless to quarrel with the world, whereas the quarrel with oneself was occasionally fruitful and always, she had to admit, interesting. Love does not alter the beloved, it alters itself. It is better to try something and fail than to try nothing and succeed. The result may be the same, but you won't be. We always grow more through defeats than victories. The most common form of despair is not being who you are. Boredom is the root of all evil, the despairing refusal to be oneself. There is nothing with which every man is so afraid as getting to know how enormously much he is capable of doing and becoming. If anyone on the verge of action should judge himself according to the outcome, he would never begin. Take a chance and you may lose. Take not a chance and you have lost already. It seems essential, in relationships and all tasks, that we concentrate only on what is most significant and important. God creates out of nothing. Wonderful, you say. Yes, to be sure, but he does what is still more wonderful, he makes saints out of sinners. To venture causes anxiety, but not to venture is to lose oneself. And to venture in the highest is precisely to be conscious of oneself. Confidence is the present tense of hope. Anxiety is the dizziness of freedom. Trouble is the common denominator of living. It is the great equalizer. Old age realizes the dreams of youth. Look at Dean Swift. In his youth he built an asylum for the insane. In his old age he was himself an inmate. Take away paradox from the thinker and you have a professor. Face the facts of being what you are, for that is what changes what you are. If you don't have many friends, that means you have a lot of life experience. I think that's just how the world will come to an end, to general applause from wits who believe it's a joke. Which of these did you like the most? Tell me in the comment box.